She didn't just take my money. She took my father's last promise, the one thing he asked me to protect, his old pocket watch, the house we grew up in, and the dignity of his name. When he passed, there was no grand moment, no whispered goodbyes or hospital monitors, just quiet. He went to sleep on a Tuesday night and never woke up. His heart stopped as gently as a clock running out of power. He was 62, still strong, still sanding wood in his little workshop behind the house, still humming the same tune he used to sing while teaching me how to hold a hammer. He used to say, "The hands that build don't hurt others." And I believed him. He told us both, me and my cousin Layla, countless times, the house, the savings, the workshop, it's yours and hers, equally. No favoritism, no exceptions. We always nodded, smiled, called him fair. At the funeral, Layla held my hand so tightly I thought she'd never let go. She cried into my shoulder and whispered, "We have each other now. We'll take care of everything together." And I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She was my family, the only one I had left. 2 weeks later, the phone rang. It was the bank. The woman's tone was careful, almost apologetic. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but the joint account you shared with your father, it's been emptied." I laughed. It sounded ridiculous. "That's impossible," I said. "There was over $200,000 in there." But she continued gently, "The withdrawal was authorized by both signatories. Everything was verified. There's nothing we can do." I hung up and called back twice, hoping someone would say it was a mistake, but every answer was the same. I drove straight to the house. The place looked the same. White fence, fig tree in the yard, the smell of sawdust still faint in the air. But the lock on the door was new. I knocked. No answer. I called her name. Nothing. That's when I saw them. 3 black garbage bags lined up neatly on the porch. My things, my clothes, my memories. On top of the largest one sat a note, pinned by the smooth river stone Dad kept on his windowsill. The paper was damp from the rain. The handwriting neat. Hers. "You were never really part of this family. This was always meant for people who stayed." I stared at the words until they blurred. I could have screamed, I could have kicked the door in, called a lawyer, exposed her for the thief she was. But instead, I heard my father's voice inside me, calm and steady. True strength isn't in the storm. It's in the stillness after. So I picked up my bags, turned around, and walked away. I found a small room near the train tracks. The walls peeled, the faucet leaked, the neighbors argued through paper-thin walls. Every night I came home to silence, the kind that echoes. Days I worked at a dental clinic, answering phones, pretending to smile. Nights I cleaned offices, mopping floors while others chased dreams behind glass walls. I felt invisible, like I'd been erased from the life I once knew. Some nights, I'd open the window and let the city's noise fill the room. Sirens, footsteps, laughter from strangers. It reminded me I was still alive. I started writing again, not about her, but about what I still believed in. Justice, kindness, patience. My journal became my only witness. "Justice isn't always loud," I wrote. "Sometimes it's just late." Months passed, then years. I never called her, never blocked her number. I let her exist somewhere far away, a ghost with no power left to haunt me. Slowly, something shifted, not in her world, but in mine. I planted a single basil seed in a chipped mug by my window. It grew, weak at first, but alive. Every leaf felt like proof that I was healing, that life could still move forward quietly. I built something from the silence, a small blog where I wrote about resilience and starting over. People read, they commented. Some said my words helped them leave toxic families, forgive betrayals, rebuild from nothing. Within a year, my voice reached more hearts than I ever thought possible. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel broken. I felt, well, balanced. Then one winter night, the phone rang again. Unknown number. For a second, I thought about ignoring it, but something, maybe intuition, made me pick up. "It's me," she whispered. Her voice was trembling, small, like a child's. I didn't know who else to call. For a moment, I couldn't speak. Every memory flashed through me. Her laughter, her lies, the note on the porch. She told me everything. Her husband, the man she adored, the one she said was her salvation, had vanished. He drained their accounts, sold their home, ran off with her best friend. She was left with debts and nothing else. "He used the same words on me," she sobbed. "You were never really part of this family." I sat in silence, my heart strangely calm. Karma doesn't roar, it whispers. When she finally stopped crying, I asked softly, "Layla, do you still have the watch?" There was a pause, then a quiet, broken voice. "I sold it last month for rent." The last piece of my father. Gone. "I see," I said. Nothing more. She cried harder, not because of the watch, but because she finally understood. Every choice has an echo. Every betrayal circles back. After we hung up, I sat in the dark. No anger, no triumph, just stillness. Because justice had already arrived, quietly and perfectly, without me lifting a hand. The next morning, I walked past a thrift store and saw it, a pocket watch in the window. Gold casing, slightly tarnished, the kind of beauty that survives time. $20. I bought it. Not for her, for me. A reminder that dignity and truth can be lost, but never destroyed. A month later, a letter arrived. No return address, just my name written in shaky handwriting I knew instantly. Inside was a dried fig leaf and a short note. "The tree still bears fruit. I'm trying to be better. L." I pressed the leaf between my journal pages, beside the line I'd written long ago. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just late. And for the first time in years, I smiled. Because healing doesn't always look like forgiveness. Sometimes it looks like peace. And peace is the quietest form of victory.